Okay, welcome back. Good morning, all of my dear viewers. So today's session we are going to discuss a very important topics of community medicine, and the name of topic is rapid sand filter. So without any delay, we can start the topics. So this rapid sand filter, now they also known as mechanical filters, and according to the Park textbooks, there are the two types of this rapid sand filter. One is the gravity types. This gravity type sand filter is also called as Patterson filters, and another is pressure types. And this pressure types rapid sand filter is called Candy filter. So two types of filters. One is Patterson filter, which is the gravity types, and another is Candy filters, which is pressure types. So what are the steps of this rapid sand filtration method? So first start with river water. Now our first things we have to collect the river waters. So after the collection of river water, we first mix what alums. We first mix alum into the river water. So why we mix this alum into the river waters? Listen, basically this alum is the aluminum sulfates. So why we mix this aluminum sulfate into the river waters? This is because in river waters now having lots of suspended impurities. So we first try to separate these lots of suspended impurities which are present in the river waters. So that's why we mix the aluminum sulfates in this river waters. So how this mixing of alum into the river waters help in removal of suspended particles which present in the river waters. So when this alum, the aluminum sulfates, they react with waters, they ionize into the ionic form. It is the aluminum sulfate, so definitely it ionizes into the Al3 plus ions. So this Al3 plus ion, aluminum ions, they neutralize the charge of suspended particles. In normal condition, what's happened? This suspended particles, which are very small, they having a negatively charges. So due to the negative charge presence on it, they offer repulsions. So this, due to the offering repulsion, this small negatively charged suspended particles, they are far away from the each other. But as we add the aluminum sulfates in water, they ionize in water into the Al3 plus form, and this Al3 plus forms, they get attached with the what this negatively charged suspended particles. So as they react with this negatively charged suspended particles, they neutralize its charge, and as the charge of this negative charge suspended particles get neutralized, now this negatively charged suspended particle which are initially in a very small, they aggregate with each other to form a bigger particles. So overall purpose of adding alum into the river water is that we want that these suspended particles aggregate with each other to form a bigger particles. So for the purpose of aggregation of suspended particles, we add alum into it. The same things are written on here also. This is called chemical coagulants. When there is the smaller particles which neutralize its charges and form a bigger particles, the process called coagulation, and the agent which are responsible for the coagulating agents. So here this alum is act as a coagulating agents which neutralize the negative charges of small suspended particles and form a bigger aggregates. So after this coagulation process, the water is first collected in a mixing chamber. So why we collect water in mixing chamber? We want that in mixing chamber this alum is mixed completely with water. So whatever the smaller suspended particles are present in the waters, they form aggregate, and they change into the bigger particles. So we store water in mixing chamber for a collection of what I mean for the coagulation of smaller particles into a bigger particles. So after the mixing chamber, the waters are moves in the next chamber, that is a flocculation chamber. Okay, so what happened in a flocculation chambers? So in a flocculation chamber, there are paddles. So this paddle steers the waters gently. So due to the steerings of water by the paddles, there is a formation of one more compound due to the alums, and this name of compound is the aluminum hydroxides. So this aluminum hydroxide will act as a what? Flocculating agents. So what is the meaning of this flocculating agents? Flocculating agent is jelly-like compounds, and they if it are jelly-like and a sticky compound, so other particles are sticks over it. So in flocculating chambers, whatever the coagulating particles are present, they start sticking with this aluminum hydroxide and form the more bigger particles, and this process is called flocculation. So in flocculation, with the help of aluminum hydroxide, which act as a flocculating agents, the impurity size of the particles are increases more. I mean the diameter of the particles are in they smaller particles will change into the bigger particles. In simple terms, that's fine. So after the flocculation chamber, the next step is we go for the sedimentation tanks. In sedimentation tanks, there are sand beds. So in sedimentation tanks, all the flocculating particles, I mean the aggregation of impurity, they settles down at the bottom of the tanks, and whatever the impurities are still present, for this we go for the filtration chambers. Almost 95% are impurities separated at the level of sedimentation tanks. 5% impurities are still present, which are separated in the filtration chambers. So after the filtration chamber, we add chlorination. Why we add chlorination? For the killings of microorganisms and the bacteria. So after the chlorination, we store waters, and now our waters are safe for the drinking, and we can use this water for your home purpose, I mean a drinking purpose. Okay, it's fine. Thank you.